through something scary, if it's a nightmare, or a walk in the woods at night, or when you watch a scary movie. These experiences will forever haunt us, and they're something that we can never forget. Hello, everybody. My name is Avery, and today I will be talking about the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. On a supposed to be normal Sunday, I heard a loud knock at the door. My dad was upstairs on a Zoom call, my mom had left to go to the gym, and my dog was at the groomer's. I looked out the window and saw my neighbor, who knocked for the final time, eventually giving up and chatting with my other neighbors down the street. It's nothing to worry about, I thought as I closed the blinds. I went back to eating my breakfast. Suddenly, I heard a strange noise coming from the sunroom. I decided to go check it out. I looked out the window, and there was nothing that looked strange. Everything was in place, and I couldn't see anything that was making the sound. So I went back, continuing to eat my breakfast in peace. Then I heard the noise again. It was getting more frequent and more annoying. I went back to check it out, and there was nothing again. But as I turned away, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a huge fire and puffs of smoke coming out of my neighbor's roof. I started to panic, so I went to my dad for help. I interrupted his Zoom call saying there's a fire. He then hung up and asked me if the fire was in our house. I said no, and I showed him the fires and puffs of smoke that were only getting bigger as they devoured my neighbor's house. He said, "We need to get out." We evacuated out of the house, and immediately we smelled the smoke. We looked at our neighbor's house, and it was being engulfed in the flames. We went across the street where many of our neighbors were, and some were taking videos of the burning house. I watched the house as the fire made its way to the walls of it. Everyone heard the screeching sound of fire trucks, and we all turned in that direction. There were 3 fire trucks, 2 police cars, and 1 ambulance. The firemen immediately started opening the fire hydrants and started pumping in as much water into the hoses as they could. The 2 police cars blocked off the streets so no cars could get in or out, and the 1 ambulance waited outside the burning house, ready to see if there was anyone that was injured. Then, after some time, we finally saw the neighbor who owned the house, and it looked like he had just went to take his dog for a walk. He sat down on the grass in complete shock as he watched his house being burned. The ambulance was still sitting outside the burning house, ready to act if anyone was hurt. The fire was eventually put out, and people were relieved that the fire didn't catch on any of the trees, and there were many trees around my neighborhood. Otherwise, that would have caused a huge neighborhood fire. After the crazy ordeal, my mom finally came back from the gym, panicking as she thought the fire trucks, police cars, and the ambulance were there for our house. My dog came back from the groomer's, wondering why there was a huge fence surrounding our neighbor's house and why the air smelled so weird. There were no injuries or deaths. We later found out that the cause of this fire was because of a cigarette in the house that wasn't being put out properly. The neighbor and his dog had to move in with their mom. The house later got sold and is being renovated from top to bottom. Being scared can sometimes be predictable, like when you're riding a roller coaster that you fear, but sometimes it's unexpected. I never expected a fire to just appear on a Sunday. Thank you for listening to my presentation.